Hello, 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 and welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well today. Back at programming again for a short time, as per usual today. Hope everyone's had a good weekend, had a good break. Yeah, I don't know really what else to say at the moment. I will say, and I think I don't know if I remember if I posted on social media about this, but yeah, no constricted short this week. I marked up with the recording, the audio for it, and by the time I had noticed, I was so tired and done with stuff that it was probably just best I didn't do anything more towards it. Cause yeah, I was just this weekend was a bit weird. I had a lot of assignment work that I was catching up on. I got behind on a couple of things I'm not happy about with myself. Just because last week was a bit of a weird week for me. And yeah, ended up barely finishing the thing I wanted to get finished last week over the week, and did it on the weekend instead. And then the thing I wanted to get it done on the weekend, I've pushed till next weekend. So a bit annoyed with myself, but sometimes it happens, right? I acknowledge that sometimes I'm just not in the right state of mind, and trying to work on something when you're not in the right frame of mind can sometimes be actually worse for what you're working on. So back onto the game. Just a reminder, the update is not yet ready. We are working on it. And at the moment I am kind of in a state where I'm not easily able to directly work on what needs to be worked on, and that's fine. I'm trusting my friend with the work towards it. However, it means that I have opportunities like what I'm doing here, which is reworking older systems to have better things so I can work on them. However, I did want to kind of talk about, I have a couple of characters I would like to consider doing soon. Now, at this point in time, you might be sitting there going, but don't you have like so many art assets that you need to redo and all that? And so, yeah, I'm going to be doing that soon-ish. But the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, is this really enough characters for the alpha release? And in short, I don't think so. I think we want a couple more. I also want to double check something that I might as well double check now. Oh god, why is it disgusting? Oh, it's not loaded properly, that's why. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that is what I was being informed. Okay. That goes into more detail than I need right now. Cool. Sorry, I was just quickly looking at something for not this coming update, but the update afterwards, which will probably be the alpha release. because there's a few things I'm not 100% confident about, and I want to try and figure out how I want to handle it. And there's one thing I heard about that it was partly because I haven't actually looked at certain details about like releasing on Steam and such, so I needed to look them up, and I just quickly did. I'll be transparent about when I do it, but I'll leave that info for now. Okay, so when we left off, I haven't touched this pretty much since we left off, I don't think, other than like writing a little bit this morning before we started. Okay, so I'm going to be shifting to using the object more. So these two variables are going to be removed long term. Because I think it's just going to be easier long term if I use object reference for it all. What does shape mean? Can I pull that up easily? Audio effect. Okay, we'll probably have to use a different term for it then. What would be a better term for the collision shape? Okay. So this is going to revolve around a lot of reworking of the parent, specifically around the create event. So 1 or 0 that I want. Collision shape, if 0, do this, else do this. So 0 is rectangle. Good to know. Okay. Let's see, so then we take do this. So crit chance modifier, what is that actually phrased as in here? I think it's this. It's crit modifier. Create a damage modifier. Honestly, why didn't I just grab it from here, just to ensure? There we go. Okay, so one of the things I need to remember to do that, right? We need to remember to do this. Change to the target hit system that we've discussed last time, I believe. Now, I believe this is literally not used, because I think deal damage does it all now. I'm going to get rid of this because this is just not gonna be used. And then this also needs to get changed. Okay. So what is the condition? So what were the different ones that we had for what we wanted to change it to? Did I write it in here? Yeah, here we go. Types of hit. And grab this. And we're going to bring it down so I can read it easily. So, oh, fucking hell. Shoulders have been very stiff today. Actually, no, they've been a bit stiff for the last 2 days, I think. Something like that. Been sitting down for far too long for this weekend. Wanted to get up and do some stuff, but it'll be good. I'm gonna be hanging out with a friend later this week, which is gonna require me to take the train and such. So there'll be a good opportunity to take a bike to the train station. Okay, so I need to remember that a lot of this does need to get changed to object reference. Because even though I'll be calling this pretty much consistently inside of the weapon, it's still probably better to do object reference than to just rely on the object figuring it out. Gives me assurance, even though it might be a little bit more resource intensive. I would prefer to have a system I guarantee know it's going to do what I told it to do than a system that can sometimes work, sometimes not, depending on how it's called. Means that I also have other little things that I could potentially do with it. So, to do the different types of hits, we're going to need a array in the weapon. And we're going to need a way to purge the array in the weapon. Right? So, so we need an ID to store the so we need an array to store the IDs of the hit targets. Now I'm trying to think, so we're gonna need to, purge the list, right? So we need to purge the list on cleanup just as an assurance thing for that. What else do we need to do? When else would I need to purge this info? I'm gonna have it as an on-call effect as well. And the reasoning is, for example, anonymous feather. Anonymous feather, where's paint? Probably just gonna be easier to draw this, right? So anonymous feather goes out from the player at the targets. Right? Goes at set distance, at its max level, then it sits, and then it will come back to the player. This is one of those weapons that we probably want to have it so it only hits once, the target. So, what happens when it's coming back? Well, it's just not going to hit pretty much anything on the way back, is it? Because it's already checked these targets off the list. So it's not going to hit them again. Which defeats the entire purpose of the return damage. So, we'll need an on-call for the purge of the list. Purge of the array. So the array needs to be on the weapon. So I'm going to write it. For now, we're just going to have a temp section. Temporary work stuff, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to probably get deleted from the weapon in the long run. So it would just be better to have the stuff we know for now needs to be put here. So we need to put so it's an array of array of hit target ID. Have that. Can tell I've been writing essays because I started to try and put in things. I hate writing essays when I'm doing coding. There's very, very different rules put into it. So we're going... Do I really need to have a function dedicated to it? Because there's already technically a function. There's isn't there an array clear? Because I know there's array delete and then it's like that. Is it? Wait, I thought there was an array. Is that C++ I'm thinking of? Fuck. No, seriously, they don't have an array clear? Okay, I'm gonna make an array clear function then. Seriously? No, there's no way they don't have array clear. Do they seriously not have an array? Yeah, I'm just gonna make a function for this. Because I just think it's just gonna be easy enough in this situation. Because so there's a few times I know I've done something that's kind of like a clear array, but I just want to do this because just feels safer what I'm planning on doing. So I need the array and that's it. because I don't need to care about anything else. Should just be that. Right. Okay. So what we're going to need to do. So this is where we'll do if it's once off, push to the array. Why am my brain? How do you spell check again? It's gonna be one of those days. Yeah, it is. It is that way. I apologize. I'm having a day of it. Alright, so we're gonna want another enum. So it's going to be once, per second, per tick. Okay, sorry, my brain is just try. This is the problem when you're doing like code at this point in a project, is that you're trying to go through all of the like the map that you have of the program. If we go back to paint, right? So, like, as an explanation, because I actually think this is a very important thing to understand, when you've got a program that's at a largish scale, what's happening is that when you think on one little thing over here, there is several points that need to be potentially considered. However, you need to kind of consider them in an order, because you can't just go here, 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 here. Potentially, and this is what's kind of happening, is I need to consider to this one, then to consider to this one, then consider this one, then consider this one, then reconsider this one, and then consider this one. And then this might lead to reconsidering this one as well. So if you ever see my brain go blank when I'm looking at just a piece of code like that, this is probably what is happening. And I feel that this is something that happens to a lot of programmers. At least in my experience. So yay, at least it's not just me, but it is a very annoying thing to do, especially in a stream environment, right? But I do find it very, very useful to acknowledge, like, this is happening when I'm looking at this, because I'm just like, okay, so this goes here, this goes to that, to that, to that, to that, and it bounces around a fair bit. Because what I've just done is I've now just set a new thing that I'm going to have to check for, and I'm going to have to, because what's important about it is when is it going to trigger, right? So, how are we going to check when is it at the frame that it needs to check, and when is it going to check that it's the second that it needs to check? Time sourcing sounds easy, right? Just make it trigger a time source. Is that going to work? Is that the correct answer? That's all going to be handled on the weapon end, I feel. The only thing that needs to be checked for is, on this end, is if it is going to be a per target hit to push the array or not, sort of thing. So what do I need to do? Let's try and keep it consistent, and we just keep calling it hit type. Underscore object, because we want to do object-based reference here. What did we call it again? What was the array name? AR hit target ID. Oops. And then we have, instead of this if check here, so we're going to delete this if check. This if check. I should have, before I delete this, I need to find out where this one is. Okay. We're gonna have to push it up again anyway, but... So it would be here. So hit type. Also did this wrong because it needs to be double, because it needs to be equal to hit type weapon dot once do we just do a continue version? Do a continue basic check? Yeah, I guess we could. Okay, so what's gonna be the best way to do this? Is it array find? Would it be array get index? Because there is array contains. Is array contains what I want for this? This function checks if the given value exists in the array or in a part of it. It returns true if the value exists, false if it doesn't. Okay, that is probably what I wanted. Yeah, this is probably the smarter way of doing it. So I'm just going to do it this way. Broski's Perez has arrived in the stream. I know you read that. Yeah, I did, but I didn't say it out loud in one. I want that known. I did that for everyone else's sake. Oops. This. Then. School list. What's up, my broskies? Yeah, that's kind of the voice I read it in. Totally radical, dude. Yeah. I'm not doing it for 15 minutes. Right, So, to explain this little check here, this should actually be everything I need for it. If it is a once-off weapon, it'll check if the ID is in the list. If it is, it'll hit the continue effect, which will then just... Do I need to remember? Ooh. It should be correct, right? Continue is, it resets to the beginning of the loop. Oh my god, I've not done programming and done so much stuff that I need to take a moment. If used inside of a statement that forms a loop, it will immediately end the current iteration and jump back to the beginning. Okay, cool. I was right. I'm second guessing my programming skills because I've been writing essays. Ah! Super Saiyan Surfer? Oh god. He's losing brain cells. No, it's essays that are making me lose brain cells. Yeah, that's an interesting one. But it's genuinely like that weird point of like, I've been writing so many essay assignment stuff things recently that like my programming has gotten a little rusty because I tried to practice like every other day. And now like all I'm practicing daily is art and exercises. So I haven't actually done programming since last week. I haven't looked at programming at all. Also officially a time thief now. I see. Good on you. I also need to put in front of these. That. Dude, I've been playing and watching a good bit of StarCraft too at the moment, and this music is just so nice. It's good to hear. Good old, was it Terran? Is it Terran 1? Let's see. Hey, I remember that. Terran 1. Dude, the Terran music good. Why I love it for the same fucking reasons as whatchamacallit. Oh fuck, what is it called? Firefly. That's it. That series. Though I probably nobody fucking knows what I'm referring to. Longer, the Time Thieves, a clan of mech pilots and their inventions, the S-Force. More mech pilots, but they have guns. And the Psi-Frames all lived in harmony, but then the Fire Nation. The fuck are you talking about? That's actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore? Oh my god, that's actually just tragically horrendous. To be fair, take this as you will. Almost all Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore is tragically horrendous. It is, ironically enough, the only time Yu-Gi-Oh's like story stuff has been interesting was actually the anime where they fucking didn't care about the rules. correct me if you feel like it, but I stand by the only time Yu-Gi-Oh was truly interesting was the Seal of Orichalcos. It's the best shit ever. I have not seen the lore for that one. But yeah, no, like the fucking Seal of Orichalcos is, in my opinion, the best the series ever got. With its content. Like 60 cards and it's getting its own anime. Oh, okay. I mean, is it what the fucking was it Heroes got their own animes because that was GX. Because that was all fusion summoning, right? I believe was what that one was. That's what the majority of that anime was about. It was fusion summoning mechanic, and then it had the heroes as its big centerpiece. Because that was what was... Oh, I can't fucking remember his name. The main kid's deck was. It was mainly heroes. Elemental heroes, sorry, is the correct term I should be using. Oh, it's like the actual lore of the cards, not like actual card game. Okay. Damn, alright, that's pretty impressive. Sorry, I thought that, I mean, to be fair, it's a valid assumption, is that, like, they were just doing a story with that in place. Because, yeah, if I recall correctly, going to the card game animes, I believe all of them centralize around a key mechanic. Was always the like big thing for it. So the base one was just the base game. GX was fusions. Wasn't 5D synchro? Was 5D synchro or was 5D's XYZ? I know that like one had synchro. There was a series for synchro and there was a series for XYZ. Because 5Ds was the one where they were on fucking motorbikes, right? I never watched that one. That was past my time. But it sounds so stupid. It's because it is. What should be the default for the hit type? It's Charmers, knockoff Pokemon, Ice Barrier, Sealed Away Dragon, All Divine Arsenal A's. The fuck? Sky Strikers as girls in battle armor. Well, you've sold me on that, dick. I have two decks now that I want to play. I have the Dragon Maids and the Sky Strikers now, I guess. Oh no. To be fair, I'm still probably not going to play until, I believe there was I think I made a joke of if I get monetized, I'll play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because then you guys can pay for my fucking cards. Because it's such an expensive game to get into, even the digital versions. From what I have been informed, mind you. And and my experience with other collector card games is pretty yeesh. Master Duel is free. I mean, like, that's the thing. All of the games, all of the Yu-Gi-Oh games online, like on computer and stuff like that, the digital ones, are free to play, but they're not, like, you don't own every card in it. You have to collect the cards. Right? Make like 7 good decks, and that's if you don't play you don't play at all. Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad, I guess. Because that's the thing is, I will not deny I'm coming from a Hearthstone primarily mentality where, like, if you played every single day and got the max amount of gold, you'd be lucky if you could even get like a quarter of an expansion. And that's not even including like legendaries or anything like that. Master Duel is the most free to play shit ever. I will correct on that. I can't say for certain, but also, have you seen Legends of Runeterra? They literally have to downsize because the game is so free to play. Because all of their cosmetic stuff was selling okay-ish, but it didn't justify the fact that they released an entire expansion. And when I was playing like semi-actively, so a few times a week, if I kept doing that, I would own, like, there was genuinely an expansion that came out and I had all of the cards for that expansion within 10 minutes because I had that much leftover resources to buy all the cards. A pack of 8 is the thing. You can choose, what, 4 of those 8, and winning or losing 3 matches per day is a good, like, 10k. Okay, so try this then. Legends of Runeterra, you get a weekly cash. If you play even versus AI, you normally upgrade the cash by 1. You get 3 caches. If your caches upgrade 3 times, you're guaranteed a champion, which is like the big top tier characters that normally cost like 3,000 essence. And the basic one is guaranteed to give you, what is it, 3 cards, 2 of which are the commons, 1 of which is rare. The next upgrade is 4 commons, 1 rare, and the next upgrade is any amount of things and an epic. And then like the next cash up is a guaranteed champion. And you can get all of that in a week very easily. So that means in 1 week alone, you can gain about a third of an expansion. You have limit, don't get to choose which thing to make because you have limited resources. I mean, that's the thing. You get all those cards and you can get duplicates, and the duplicates instantly turn into essence, I guess is the term, and you can build what you want. But you don't get the resources, you get the cards from the caches. And then you've also got the past tracks and everything like that. Trust me when I say, like, if you actually play in about 3 weeks time, like decent amount of hours, you have an entire expansion, which is 100 something cards. That was how it was anyway. That was very easy to do. And then the fact is that an expansion's every fair bit more than just 3 weeks, so it was very consistent that you could be so far ahead. Like, again, I had 2 expansions worth of buying out all of the entire cards for not playing for ages. 10 dust for the card's rarity. If you have 30 dust from that rarity, you can create any of the 20 cards in that rarity. Okay, try this. Everything just deconstructs into the same resource. And then it's like 100 for buying the most basic version of the cards, the commons. and then a champion, which you can only fit 6 into your deck anyway, is like 3,000. An epic is, I think, 1,000, and then a rare is like 300 off the top of my head. And they give, I think it's like a third of their cost back for their rarity. Like, again, I get where you're coming from, Pastel, but like the point I'm trying to make is that the reason why Legends of Runeterra even got popular was because it was the most free-to-play friendly. That isn't at all gambly enough. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is like the game was designed, you would get every card. If you played somewhat often, you would get every card very easily. That was their entire philosophy going into it. So they learned from all of the other ones where you compare it to like Hearthstone, which Hearthstone's what you get 5 cards out of a pack, but it's completely randomized, and the odds of getting the legendaries and epics was pretty fucking atrocious. So it had a gamble aspect to it. I mean, like that cool pack opening effect, but it was also really fucking horrendous. And then, yeah, you have other games that had like choices and all that, and they're like, fuck it, we'll just make it so you can easily obtain every single card. Oh, there's also wild cards you can get. Wild cards are literally just, you can 1-for-1 trade them for that rarity. So if I got a epic wild card, I could just not pay for the card. I would just pay it 1 wild card for 1 epic card. 1 epic wild card for 1 epic card. Wording. So it had a lot. 1-for-1 is stupid. Yeah, but the wild cards were extremely rare. And most of the time, like, one example I can give of it is Twitch Prime would give you like 3 rare wild cards, and that was like every month you could get that. I want to comment to that. So the 1-for-1 is stupid. It's like, so you don't like getting cards? Do you like being able to not play what you want to play? I'm just pointing at this as a thing, right? This is the something that I find is actually slightly important to look at with these games. If you have to give up 3 cards, you're losing value, so that you have to see if your dismantling is bad. Okay, I kind of get that philosophy, and that exists in a lot of them. But like, again, that's the point I'm trying to make, is that the wild cards are a rare additional option. You could even pay for wild cards with real money, or the just buy the card, which I also don't understand. I guess you get currency somehow and then buy a bunch of wild cards to prepare for an expansion. But like, again, it's mostly around the essence of it, like the essence system it has. The wild cards are, and think of it like you have an event in Master Duels and you have a thing. Stop trying to sell you on a random card game. I'm not trying to sell you. If it's sounding like I'm selling you, then that's more of a side of the game actually probably being good, which it is. I mean, the biggest takeaway though is Legends of Runeterra is League of Legends IP, or Riot Games IP thing. So it's based off League of Legends. The cards in it are all League of Legends characters. Or League of Legends universe. So if you don't like that stuff, then you're probably not going to like the game. But I have very much enjoyed the game, and it's very reminiscent of, oh fuck, what is it? The Magic the Gathering system. Is it quick spells in that? Where it's very, like, the turns flip very interesting. Sounded good until that. I mean, fuck, do I still have it installed? I don't think I've still got it installed. Quick spells are in Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything. No. It's there's types of spells in Magic I understand where it's supposed to be like during the opponent's turn, or like there's spells you can play during the opponent's actions to interact with them, and a lot of people really liked that system, and this game is heavily based around that one system. So I guess you can think of like modern Yu-Gi-Oh! In that sense, actually, with it, where like there's a lot of hand traps and stuff like that. It's kind of that philosophy. Yeah, there you go. So basically hand trap. Kind of like that, except think of it as initiative, right? So I'm probably not going to be able to pull up the game, so I might as well just draw this. You've got the board here. You've got a thing in the middle. You've got your bench of characters. And then you've got your hand. What happens is, so you can have, I think it's like 6 or something like that characters here. These are units or champions. We'll just have this. If I am the one with the attack token, I can declare an attack. So say I put this card, and this card to attack. The opponent could then move units to either defend, so they would take the attack first. So once I declare this attack, technically my turn kind of ends. Think of it like Yu-Gi-Oh! Instead with the battle phase. Once you declare I'm going to attack this, this, and this, you stop yours, and then they get to act on a kind of battle phase. So they can choose to defend with units. I call that a fucking shitty looking shield. Or they could play, say, a anything that's not a slow spell, or a there's another focus spells, I think, is it? And then they can play the spell and it would go into the center bit here, and if it's a quick spell, it affects immediately. If it is a fast spell, it is casting. So what it means is it will lock here, then you lock in, and it will switch turns again back to this player, and then they could potentially interact with that. So then they could, so say I'm going to deal 2 damage to this, and this would die. So there's a card, for example, in the game I can play that would kill my own unit and draw me 2 cards. So I can kill this unit that was gonna die from this 2 damage. So this spell gets fizzled out and wasted, and I get plus 2 cards. And this can go back and forth theoretically forever, as long as there's options available. Then eventually it'll finish off. Once that's all done, then the token switches sides, and the other person does this. And it's all about killing the Nexus, which is 20 health. When a card is not blocked and it just deals damage to here, it will deal damage to the Nexus. And then there's other things they can target the Nexus, or there's like Trample from Magic, which I think it's called Overwhelm in this, which means that it does like it's a Pierce from Yu-Gi-Oh! It deals its excess damage to the Nexus. And then there's obviously OTK effects and stuff like that. One of the famous ones is the first one that existed, Fiora. If she kills 2 units, her champion levels up. And if she kills a total of 4 units, that specific Fiora, she ends the game. The newest one's really fucking cool. It's Elder Dragon. Which is again, it's a champion card, Elder Dragon. If you have attacked with a certain amount of power, I think it's 75 power, which is the attack number, or the damage you would deal, sort of thing. The attack value. It's just called power in this, anyway. If you've attacked with 75 power throughout the game, he levels up. So this can be when he's not on the board. So if you've attacked with 75 power throughout the game, you can just play him afterwards. And how he works is incredible. So he goes from being, I think he, to begin with, is a 12 mana 10/10 dragon. Now, keep in mind, you have a cap of 10 unit mana and 3 spell mana you can get. So you literally cannot play this dude initially. He has a rule that whenever you activate his origin, which is whenever you play a base cost of 6 or higher unit, he casts a dragon boon on it. With every dragon boon triggered, this cost goes by -1. So it's pretty consistent to get him pretty cheap if you need to, like 6 or... He can be 6 or 5 mana quite easily. So when he levels up, he turns into... he keeps his 12 mana bullshit and the decrease. He turns into a 30/30. But you know what the best part of this card is? He gets the text... and I'm not kidding, it's all capitalized, I am unstoppable. What this means is nothing can block him, nothing can deal damage to you, or nothing can block him, nothing can kill him. He just... If you got the attack token and you play to attack him, you win the game. So this is a your Exodia sort of effect, where it's once the conditions are met, you've won the game. There is only 2 things that you can do. I think was it 2 things or 1 thing to do to not die to Elder Dragon, and one of the things is basically going to kill you anyway. Which is like, it delays the damage. I find that incredibly funny. That was such a cool card to me, and it's really fun to play. But it is also insanely OP. You only had 30 attack, yeah. Well, keep in mind, again, like, so the difference is in Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it's 8,000 life points you have. So think to do the equivalency of this card would be probably about a 10,000 attack, 10,000 defense unit. So imagine someone just, after doing a bunch of dumb shit, they play this one monster down that's just like, you can't interact with it, nothing can remove it, nothing can stop it, and it's like 10,000 attack and defense. It's like, oh, okay then. Alright, I see how this goes. And it's not even that it does pierce damage, it's that literally it ignores the opponent's attacks. Like the opponent's units. Or monsters, I think is it. term. That would be the equivalency of this card. I need to look up a card. Oh, okay. I should mention, by the way, Elder Dragon's OP purely because you can put one of him into your deck and then just pretty much stall out for him if you must, but then you have other compositions to normally do you well until then. Okay. Let's see. Fucking alright. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm just reading it now. Holy shit, that's fucking hilarious. I mean, it still feels shit though, right? Yeah, it's because it doesn't have any protection. Like, this card has no protection whatsoever. I could just fucking black hole this bitch and it's gone, or Regeki. Or fucking any millions of other card removals. Fuck, it'd be easy to goddamn just, was a big eye it and just steal it, and it's like, cool, now I have the OTK, bitch. Like, any of the good decks that I know of have about 3 or 4 ways in their main combo to just remove this during the combo. Which needs an on the field, and then it needs to be destroyed, which takes 8 turns. Jeez. See, like, this is a card that I would think would be really, really fucking funny in the game if it wasn't so conditional. Now, mind you, I understand that it needs to be conditional because it's an OTK sense card, but, like, there's elements of it that do not need to be as difficult as it is, and this is why I hate Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that it was the inventor of the concept of card game OTKs, yet it just never did them well. Don't forget your game. Oh yeah, that's right. I said I was gonna play the thing. We go here. Replace. There's a lose animation where you lose your soul. But that's the thing, that's also why I, like, in a sense, hate Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I know I would want to play OTK decks. I love my OTK decks. I love my... I need to build up to something. And sure, it might be difficult, but then if I do the thing, I'm guaranteed to win the game. I like my dice rolls. Alright. Here's Roger's game. He posted this over on Discord. Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, to waifus to shitty cards. I mean, that's how this is. Alright. Ooh. There we go, had a moment. So, W and space work the same. Wait. Am I f***ing up? There we go. Oh. How stupid am I? There's no cooldown to the double jump. Is that intended? So I can like immediately do it? So how am I supposed to do the wall jump? The cooldown as you touch the floor. Well, I mean, yeah, but it's just like the time differential between when I'm jumping and when I can do the immediate thing. I am. Oh, there we go. Don't know why that wasn't working earlier. Aim the opposite direction. I don't think the aiming actually has that much of a relevancy to this, right? Well, not at this stage. Yeah, it's because it's the attack that the aiming's for. I do like the little dangerous. Oh, I took damage from that, nice. Oh, I do appreciate so if I'm seeing this correctly, yeah, the double jump has a little cooldown thing there. That is nice. I do actually kind of like that. Does this mean that theoretically I could get more than one double jump eventually and... Ooh. I like the particle to that. God, you flip so much in this. I do like that. So what's down here? Ooh. I do like also that your spring pads look like the jump things. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Yep. So how much does that take? Wait, I thought that took health. Did I miss that, or is it not doing it all of a sudden? It kills you instantly. Well, I got that, but like, I swore my health went down for that. It resets the room. Okay. Yeah. I get that. Something exploded over there. I just want to remind, there's a reason why damn. I talk about this many a times. These sorts of games are not my expertise, and I understand that I suck at them. Oh damn, I didn't get the double jump correct. Whoops. You can just dodge them. Yeah, I figured that. Oh. Okay, something happened there. I didn't get a report, so I can't give you something to work off, but... What the hell? Yeah. I've somehow broken your game, Roger. Are you impressed? Do I earn a fucking gold star from that? Ooh. There's an issue with something loading. Let me do that again. But I want to have up my... CPU in the background. Whoops. Oh, I'm not good at the wall jumping. I don't think it's very clear because so how it feels with the wall jump is that I need to be pressing both buttons at the same time. The jump and the move is how I'm seeing it. I'm just gonna make that, this could be a me thing or what, but that's not hugely clear. I do agree, the game looks incredibly beautiful. You've done a great job with it so far. I love how I keep breaking the crates that actually would help me get the fuck up there. I'm just gonna reset and use them. Ooh. The crash is strange. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's just because my computer is dying. This is actually using a lot of my CPU. So... ropes are expensive. Yeah, it might just be that specifically. Just one of the expensive objects just treading through it. Damn. Damn it. 3 lines have to speak, you don't, or less words, what? Okay, so those also count as ground touch. Let's see. Yeah, it's not too much. Now, aren't these the ones that are like 300 health that you've told me about? It's just not worth trying to get through. Ooh, here we go. There you go, it crashed. Okay. Blame the ropes. Yeah, I think there's a good chance that it's just the ropes and the particles all like just congesting too much on my CPU personally. Which is perfectly fine. Like, again, you have to keep in mind my CPU is running right now without that going like in the 80s, right? Like, I'm running about 70 to 80% of my CPU just by streaming and having all this other stuff up. I'll add the settings, they GPU based. Yeah, because like that's the problem, is I don't think I've got GPU optimization properly set up for this computer, as well as my GPU was a 1070 or some shit like that, so it's a bit outdated. I mean, the threading looked really nice though for everything. I tried it. Let's see, do I have time today is the problem. Because I would love to help debug that with you. I can see about sneaking in a bit of time for it, if I can. Ping me after stream. And I will leave the ping there to remind me, and I'll try and get a little bit played later today. If I can, keeping in mind that, like, I have to finish off one assignment and I have to really start knuckling down on my threading assignment. Because I have a render thread-based assignment that I haven't even made the camera for, man. I haven't made the object classing or the camera class for it yet. I need to do some work on that. Yes. I can't show the assignment, but trust me when I say as a fundamentals for JLSL sort of stuff. It's very basic. I did that once, hell. Yeah, it's like OpenGL, JLSL sort of stuff. Like, it's super easy, but it's also super fundamental. So I have to be very careful of sticking within the scope. And in fact, I think, is face culling even part of this assignment? I don't know if face culling is even a part of this assignment, if that makes sense. Like, it's, we're working in 3D space, but I don't think we're doing face culling because can't remember if we're making 3D objects yet. I think we're still just making 2D objects in a 3-dimensional space. But then the next assignment is basically doing a world, what is it? Skybox. I believe that's the second assignment, is Skybox related. So like that's kind of the level that it's at for requesting of information from us. Triangle lovers, yeah. I mean, what I can show, and I apologize profusely for how the code, it is horrendous at the moment because this was just me like fucking around with the assignment, not the assignment, but like the testing stuff. Is this? It's gonna load. Ignore this. I have not done any objectification to it, so it looks really bad. Like really, really bad, as you can tell. Also, hey, Sasha. So if we launch this quickly though, this will show you what I worked on like the other week for my test stuff, getting ready for the assignment. Now, I believe, isn't... Yeah, I think it is. Because I believe I'm adjusting the quad point positions based on chrono time difference. What are we all doing today? Well, I played a little bit of Roger's game a second ago. I'm just showing some stuff about the assignment I'm working on coming up soon. But overall, it is a state of just constantly doing cleanup and prepping for the weapon rework thing that I want to do, which is going to be a big overhaul to the underlining code, which is going to make it super efficient to use and to optimize and to make more weapons for. And it's going to honestly just look better, is the big thing. Especially with this weapon hit once system. I think that's genuinely going to make a big difference. Right, like I think... Because when I pulled up, it was a holocure last stream, we saw that very clearly the game does one-hit systems. So when a... What is a good example? Oh, good lord. Let's just get rid of all of this. I can't get rid of all of this. Okay. So when, say, a slash occurs, the slash is in just one frame. It's a conal shape that occurs for a few seconds because you've got the particle start here, keep going, get to here, and then dissipate, right? However, when an enemy is in the range, in the current iteration of the game I have, it will take damage every tick. So say this is 4 ticks, right? It'll take 4 times the damage. What we're coding right now means that it'll take its ID, it'll store it in a space. Why am I doing this with my mouse? I just use my fucking pen. It will take the ID, store it in an array, and then it will every frame check against this. If it exists, ignore it. Right? That's the general idea of what we're doing with this. That's what this little bit of code here is for. Which is really fascinating that theoretically that extreme explanation of that just kind of comes down to a few lines of code, but that's how it is with programs. Well, technically there's also this code here, but that all of that code there, and then just a couple of other little creation variables. That's that's exactly that. So, how do I want to handle the triggering of this? Because there is some weapons I can think of that would be useful to consider with it. It's actually really difficult because there's a few weapons that I would like to work for. I'm trying to think, right? I don't think we need the ticks. I think we move to seconds. I think we remove this. And just work with seconds because it's probably more reliable and it's not hard. Understandable. The hard stuff is usually simplified by people developing the language, so productivity. Yeah, like that's the big thing, right? I mean, that's the beauty of Game Maker. Game Maker does a lot of simplification, but also at the same time, that's why, like, with that project I just showed a second ago, I have way more control over that. I mean, that's an engine that I'm running with there. Like, that's a render-based engine that I was designing for an assignment. Whereas, like, this is a full-fledged game, and I don't have to do the render stuff more than what the engine designs for me. That's why, like, yeah, this bit of code here is very important. Because it's just checking. I mean, the short of it is it's just going, like, with this, push to the array, the ID, and then it just checks, is the ID in the array? If it is, cool, skip this loop of the for loop. Which, there shouldn't be any lag issues with this because it should just be a straight skip. So it means that if there was any lag issues with this, there would have been lag issues with the weapon inherently. So that's pretty safe. Trying to think. Like this could probably be put in now, and I don't see any major problems with it. We have gotten rid of those mostly, I believe. Yeah, those two still use it, which I believe they're just using these ones, so I can probably just copy and paste this. Yeah, so the list... Okay. Sorry, my brain's kind of just going through a bit of a Noom stage where I'm trying to remember everything. I genuinely don't think there's much else that we need to do here. I think, because... So, if we're going to do this reoccurring periodically thing, that's probably going to be in the step event And how we're going to probably have it is a check there. So let's start writing it instead of talking about it. So let's start writing it here. So it would be if hit type is equal to hit type weapon per second, because we'll probably get rid of the per ticks. Then we have so this would be a time source check. Whoops. So yeah, if it's not active, start it. So on and so forth. And then we would need the else. No. Then we'd need an else to this. And that would just be trigger the weapon normally there. That is what would need to happen. Alright. So then the real question is, how are we going to do the time source for this? How did we do that other time source for the thing? Because I'm gonna have to look through that. Because we did a lot of local time sourcing. Yeah, that's because that was the easiest way to do things, right? Can I pass a preset time source? No, it's because it returns its ID is the problem, right? Time source create returns its ID, not its variables. So it would be easier to create a time source every time it's necessary. So we need... I don't like that. Because keep in mind, the biggest weakness we have is that we need it to be able to go to the time source pause array. So, no, we should be fine with it. Yeah, we did solve that in the end. So, I need to make a time source. Oops. Okay. That name's really atrocious. But I don't really think of a better name for it at this point. So we need time source game, because you always do it via game, don't do it via global. The fringe cases of global are just so weird to me. I just never see it worth it. I see it being worthwhile. That's the wording I'm supposed to say. Ugh, words. Am I right? Okay, so, put it for 1 for now. Okay, so that is what it's going to be doing. For now, we're going to replace function later. And we want this repeating indefinitely, and then we need to have on cleanup the delete time source. Okay. So what this actually means, and this is very fascinating, what this actually means is that we can potentially change like Iron Mike, so it no longer is handling the damage inside of the function, but the damage, so because the time for dealing the damage and stuff is all handleable here. Because like this code here means that pulse damage is what we're kind of aiming at, right? It's anything that the weapon can damage gets damaged at this moment and when I tell it to do it. Not per frame or anything like that, which removes a lot of limitations that we had with certain weapons. Again, Iron Mike being the big one, because if we go to weapon equipment and go look at Iron Mike, we can see that there is 2 pieces of code here, and this is basically checking if the object exists. It'll handle the damage stuff and then it'll cause a damage reset. We don't need the damage reset anymore. We can just remove that code and tell it to do the tick timer. And then we can remove a lot of stuff here that would make things a fair bit better. It would be interesting. There's a few aspects of it that I don't see getting changed though. But yeah, there's it means that there's a lot more that can move the crit when it would occur. Right? Because now, like, if I'm using this scheme, this doesn't need to be the crit handled here. This could be crit on damage now. Like a crit on the total weapon moment. What is it called again? I actually have it. Tick. Yeah, crit point tick. There are certain weapons that it's still going to be still the case for, but like it is now a consideration. Oh, what is... Yeah, that's actually a good point. What is the name of the crit point thing? It's just called crit point? Okay. Because I do need to actually put this in a few spots. Well, 2 spots, I think. There we go. So... there's not much else that needs to be done other than just like the sorting out the time sourcing and stuff. Alright? So yeah, we're doing pretty fucking well with this so far, in my eyes. But yeah, I do like the idea that now we've just moved to using only one pass-through, because genuinely, what's the point in having the other pass-throughs if no matter what, we need the object pass-through? Right? And the guarantee of why we need the object pass-through is because of these. We need the bounding box info. So if I'm going to hit, so I have to pass through the object. I have to pass through the object, no matter what. So why not just get the damage from the object, get the collision shape from the object, get the crit from the object, get the other crit stuff, get the hit type, get the array that's there, everything like that. Why not just get all of that info from there? Because I'm not changing the information at those locations, I'm just getting its reference of information. Except for this situation, I guess, in this one. There's still a little bit more that I need to do with this. Again, finish with the time source stuff. And get this working. So what I need for this is time source get state. Let's hit seconds. Time source is not equal time active. So There we go. So if paused, unpause it. So now we're going to check for times. Pause, get, state. Paused. It's resume, I believe. So I'm going to do a reconfigure with it. Explanation is that it's an assurance that the time is correctly done for it. Because we're going to be submitting, if we work like this, we're going to be submitting the time to the thing. So there's a good point. Give me a second. I'm trying to think. Do we want to potentially? So we've got a condition here that I want to talk on then. So, with going back to the Iron Mic example, that has a cooldown reduction inbuilt thing. So this is discluding cooldown reduction in general, but just that needs to be a consideration. How do we apply that? So if it's not started, reconfigure then start it, it is a safety net to initialize. This is great for weapons that do this once off. Like a pool effect, the ink thing, ink sprayer, that one. So ink sprayer, this works perfectly fine for because we set a value and then we leave it, and the object stays that way until it dies. Iron Mic does not die. The Iron Mic stays. So unless I am replacing it constantly, which is horrendously unnecessary, I don't want to be replacing objects constantly when they don't need to be replaced. This leads to the consideration that we need to reconfigure it external. So I might consider reconfiguring it in the object and having it as a pause, reconfigure, resume, or something like that. It's probably the best bet. I could possibly add a piece of code in here to do that, and that would probably be better if I could. Wait, no, I can actually do that. Because I believe there's a time source get units, right? And that gets the amount of time that it's ticking for. Returns the units set for the given time source. The period value for the time source is expressed in these units. No, fuck, that's the wrong one. How do I find out it's timer? Start, stop, pause, reconfigure, reset, get children, get period. I think that's it, right? Returns the period value set for the given time. The period value will be expressed in the unit set for the time source, seconds or frames. Yeah, so it's not units, we want this. Yeah. There we go. So if I'm gonna be a little quick with this because we don't have much longer. It's not equal to hit seconds time. Then I'm just gonna write for now. There. So that's what we'll do. And that should actually be pretty much it. The weapon done. There's a couple of other things that we'll need to tick the boxes of and all that sort of stuff. One of the big things is that with the game pause, we'll need to pause this if it exists. So we'll need to actually do a time source state check. If active, then up here, pause, and then move on, is because it will already refresh when it needs to. We're set. I like this. Awesome. All right, I'm going to leave it here for now, because again, I do need to be wrapping up and going and getting ready for uni. I might... Do I be naughty and work on this today? I might. I have an essay thing that I need to finish though. So I'm going to finish. I might finish this off a little bit and then I'll work on that. So next time, hopefully we come back and we finish off this weapon reconfiguring. And yeah, then we'll be hunky-dory in the future. So with that all being the case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Did, consider leaving a like or a comment on the video. It'd be very much appreciated. You're awesome, stay awesome, and I hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye bye.